Hi guys, welcome to the latest podcast of YarninBlak. Today I've got a great mate of mine on Noah. I'll introduce you to Noah in a second. But first I would like to acknowledge traditional custodians of the lands where I'm calling in from. I'm here in Balwyn Q on the land of the Wurundjeri people, and I'd like to pay respect to their elders past, present and emerging. And to all those other Aboriginal people that are joining us today, including my mate Noah. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Pleasure to be on here. I'm excited.
No, so for people that don't know who you are, who are you, where you're from?
So my name's Noah McCaig. I am 22 now, and I'm from Swan Hill originally. Currently located in Bendigo, where I've been here for probably the past, I think, 7 years now. I was in Swan Hill for 15.
Yep.
And yeah, that's pretty much the small bio of me.
Yeah, so which language groups do you identify with?
Back in Swan Hill, Wemba Wemba. So yeah, that's my group, my
Yep.
mob.
And it's good that you because not some people don't exactly know where they are. So I was telling them that Swan Hill is a really great a geographical boundary, a real western boundary that people can actually can focus on.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
makes it easy.
Yep. So let's talk a little bit about you. I met you when you were at Scotch College.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you went to Scotch College?
So I was year 9, so I was fresh 15, I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was that like coming from the country, going to? I mean, you're in the middle of Hawthorn. You're in a big city. What was that like?
Yeah, it was very different. I can tell, or I can say now after my time there, I'm not a city person whatsoever. But no, it was all a bit, I guess daunting going there as a young fella. Moving from the country, then going to the city by myself, pretty much. But yeah, I think I was fortunate enough to have everyone around me, so I think that move wasn't too bad. Like I was a bit homesick at the start, and I think everyone gets a bit homesick. So, but
Yeah.
no, it was really good by the end of it. I was enjoying it, and I loved not so much the city, but the school was great. Great. I'm still not a city person, so yeah.
Yeah. So what you got to finish year 12, and I want to ask you at school, how much Aboriginal studies were taught at school that you did?
To be honest, not a whole lot really. You have your history classes and they touch on it, but not there's not really any. Or from when I was there wasn't really anything focusing on it. I'd say a lot of our studies would have been from working with you, and that's probably the extent of it almost.
Question. After you finished year 12, what did you go on to study?
After year 12, I went on to study in Geelong at Deakin University for a month. I started a Bachelor in Exercise Science and also Business Management. So I was doing a
Yep.
double degree. Got a month into that and realised that it was not for me whatsoever. Um, so I ended up leaving that and had a gap year, just doing a bit of work at a primary school in Bendigo because I moved
Yep.
back here, and then so 2020 was it 2024? Then I started uni at the Trove in Bendigo, and I've started doing a Bachelor of Occupational Therapy. So I'm in my third year now, almost a semester down this year. So getting to the pointy end of things.
Yep. So when do you graduate? The end of next year?
Yeah. So it's a 4-year degree. So yeah, end of was it 2027? So getting excited for it.
Yeah. And I think it's really great that you're getting to one of the health professions, because one thing we do need more is mob working with mob, but also mob working in allied health.
Mm.
And occupational therapy, for people that don't know what occupational therapy is about, how would you describe occupational therapy?
Yeah, it can be a tough one, but it's a good thing we've spent the last 200 years teaching people or teaching ourselves how to explain it to people. So it's a good question for me. The simplest way I'd put it would be is helping people get back to or just do or get to doing the occupations, the activities that they find a lot of purpose in and a lot of things that they find meaningful. Like it could literally be anything from playing sport to going to work to driving to even just going to even just being at home and getting yourself off the couch and or brushing your teeth, just small things like that.
Yeah. So it's actually quite varied, isn't it? And
Yeah.
you'd be working with, you could work with aged, elderly, young people, people that have just had accidents, people that live with chronic disability, and people that gain disability throughout their life. So it's quite verse, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's so many different things you can go into and specialize in, and you learn a lot of that on the job by just going into and working in a clinic and learning it, all that hands-on practice. Yeah, so you can, yeah, as you said, you can go from one day, I guess, being with a 2-year-old playing with blocks, and then teach it, and then the next day being with a 90-year-old teaching them or helping them, I guess, brush or get off the couch, maybe like working with them to, I guess, regain that strength or safely move off the couch. And then, yeah, even the next day after that, helping someone who's do rehab who's had an accident.
Yeah. So what made you choose occupational therapy?
Honestly, it wasn't even when I was leaving Year 12, it wasn't on my mind whatsoever. I think I may have had it in my preferences list all the way down at the bottom, because mum was working at a school and she was telling me that she goes, oh, it's a very good job. There's a lot of demand for OT, so you won't have any problems there. And she was going on and on about it, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll think about it. And I guess moving, yeah, I went on to do my exercise science degree and didn't like that, and then yeah, worked at a school and realised that I was working with a lot of kids who work with OTs.
Yeah.
They see OTs and I was kind of thinking, well, I feel like I'm kind of doing what they're doing to an extent, not to the, I guess, the expertise that they have, but
Yeah.
yeah. So I figured, well, if I'm gonna do it now, I might as well study it and do it for real.
Yeah. Wow. And what subjects do you study in OT course? Because
Yeah,
it
well,
is quite intense, isn't it?
it is. I think Latrobe, especially, we were, I don't know, I guess, lucky enough or unlucky enough to get a new course this for our year level. So they started a whole new learning plan and everything for our year. So it's all a bit different to what has been previously. So we're kind of
Yeah.
the guinea pigs right now. But I guess a lot of first year and second year, you do a lot of allied health, so you're working with a lot of other people from different professions. So I had a lot of friends from physio and pharmacy and
Yeah.
like biomed, just all those different things. Doing classes with them on general health, and learning about the human body and stuff like that. You do classes on learning how to, I guess, to speak to patients in a clinical setting professionally and talk to even your co-workers professionally.
Yeah.
We learned a lot about cultural safety in general, and then getting into this third year, we're getting into a lot of the OT specific courses, learning about what it is to, I guess, do a bit more of the practical stuff on the job. And
Yeah.
then you do a lot of the theoretical research stuff, but I'm not too far into that. I'm not really thinking about that most of the time. I try to put it at the back of my mind till there's an assessment on it, so it's a bit
Yeah.
different for me.
Yeah. Now, two questions I've got about your course is how much Aboriginal issues are taught in your OT course?
um, yeah, it's actually you find it's actually more than I expected, honestly. I guess they don't dive into it too deep, but there's always we have our cultural diversity, or like there's usually a week on it where you learn a lot about it, and yeah, you learn about a few Aboriginal communities and what it is like, compared to, I guess, a different like other health settings, like from a big city to a Aboriginal community, and maybe like in the Northern Territory. So you learn, or you hear a lot of stories from some of the I guess, teachers who have worked in those types of communities, and you see a couple of videos on it. Uh, that's probably the extent you get. But they do a lot in terms of just cultural diversity in general, not just Aboriginal communities.
Yeah.
But no, it's surprising. I was kind of surprised with how much they are, I guess, helping us research it.
Yeah. Now, you brought up cultural safety just a minute ago.
Mm.
Cultural safety is a big word that's thrown around mob, and we know that Aboriginal people, need to feel culturally safe with a service provider or with a person or organisation. What does cultural safety mean to you, and what makes you feel culturally safe when you go to a service?
Yeah, I guess being culturally safe is just making the person you're with feel welcome. If someone can't, if you're a clinician yourself, and if you can't make someone, I guess, feel safe and want to be there, you're not really going to get much out of those sessions. So cultural safety is just all about being able to make the person feel safe and comfortable in the environment you're in, so that way they can get the best out of I guess, yeah, get the best out of those sessions, and you can really get down to the business you actually need to get to.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, for me, like if I ever go anywhere, just I guess like people understanding they don't need to be an expert on it, but just understanding the Aboriginal, I guess, traditions and the way that our people do things at time to time. Like it's going to be different, and it's understanding and acknowledging that, and
yeah,
not just, I guess, shrugging it off and trying to do it their own way. They actually need to like take it on board, and if they want to get something out of that session, and they want to get something out of me to actually, I guess, have a productive, a productive meeting
yeah,
or service, they really need to, I guess, take that on board. Yeah.
yeah. Now, besides your course, I know that one thing you love to play is footy.
Yeah.
Okay, how long have you been playing footy? And I know you're playing when you're at Scotch College, and I know you're still playing now. So tell us a little bit about your footy.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you an exact time, but I was a little young fella running
Many
around,
years ago.
yeah, doing Oz kick and everything. I don't know. Yeah, I've just been playing footy all my life, really. Yeah, you probably. Yeah, I don't know. I've just been doing it for so long, and I enjoy it so much. Like it's not just about the game itself, I guess. Like it's fun running around, getting the exercise in. I'm a very competitive person, so I enjoy that aspect of it. But I think it's more so back in those days. It was, yeah, just as a kid loving playing sport, but now it's a lot about playing with my family. I got my brothers that I play with, my cousins, and a lot of mates as well, which I consider family. So that's probably one of the more important things with footy now.
Yeah,
Just doing something that you love, like even if it is a hobby, it's quite a fun one. Getting to run around with your mates every weekend, see them on a Tuesday, Thursday night, have dinner with them.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a pretty special thing, honestly.
yeah. So you're playing in any team at the moment?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm out, play out at Marong in the Loddon Valley Football and Netball League. So we won the last four premierships or so. So we're tracking all right. Yeah, got a
Yeah,
few wins. Yeah, cousin and brother in all four of them. I was in the last two. So yeah, it's pretty special winning with your family and everything. So yeah, so I've been out there for. I think I actually started when I moved to Scotch. So in year nine, I was on weekends that Scotch didn't have footy on because we really only played for a term or so. So and the footy seasons in the country go for a bit longer and they start a bit earlier. So weekends I'd head home and play football, and
yeah,
then during the school term I'd be at Scotch playing there, and then any buy I'd be back down in Bendigo playing for them. So
yeah,
yeah, then I've just been back there ever since.
yeah. So I know you said you're not a city person, but what is it about the country that you love?
Um, well, the easy answer would just be how close everything is. Honestly, everything feels so close in the country, and then but then I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's too country for me. Like Swan Hill was like oh, there's just nothing here now. Like after you've been there 15 years, people even longer, and I'm like, how do you do it? Like it feels like there's nothing there after a while, and
Yeah.
nothing to do every now and then. But I do enjoy just, I guess, yeah. In Swan Hill, one of the great parts is just being on country and being on like my ancestors' land. That was quite special. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. And then being in Bendigo, I find that it's still got the, I guess, country feel for the most part, but you still get you get the good parts of the cities. You get some of the half decent shops here, and yeah,
And
and
some
just
good cafes too up in Bendigo,
there is, yeah.
and
There's a
some
lot of
good
good places
pubs,
here.
and some good pubs.
Oh, tell me about it. Yeah. No, there's a lot of good places. Like, yeah, the food is pretty great as well. So you don't feel the need to, I guess, head to Melbourne to get any of the food. You get most of it here, anyways. And
Yeah.
yeah, and you still get that I guess that country feeling. And there's a lot of like surrounding smaller towns, and especially playing footy. I'm out there and seeing all those smaller country towns. Yeah, it's quite cool.
Yeah. Now, in your course, have you done your placements yet, or are you about to do some placements, or?
Yeah, the majority of the placement is third and fourth year, so we've got a
Yeah.
6 week block next semester, and then for I'm not exactly how it goes in fourth year, but one of my mates just finished up last year, and he had about 27 weeks of placement, I reckon it was.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
pretty much half of the year was doing placement. So yeah, I'd be pretty keen to get into that. We did I think we did 1 day a week last year for a full term. So I think we did about 10 sessions. And I was like, usually everyone just did it at a primary school or any type of school actually. And I was lucky enough to work at Bedak at the new
Oh, yeah.
kindergarten opened up. So I was pretty happy with that. Got to see all the little mob running
Yeah.
around out there. That was quite cool.
Yeah. Bit of a question. When you see those little mob running around, do you ever believe that you were one of those little mob at one stage?
Yeah, 100%. But you see yourself in some of those kids. You know, yeah, that's how I was running around, jumping on things, doing all those type of things. So it was yeah, I loved going around there for it was like 4 or 5 hours I was there a day, and seeing all them play, and then seeing all the I guess all the stuff they learn. Like I find that they definitely learn a lot more about our culture and our heritage quicker than we have in the
Yeah.
past. You know, it gets taught there, and it's a lot more at the forefront for them. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, that was pretty amazing to see.
Yeah. Bit of a question. Where do you see yourself in 10 years' time? What would you like to be doing?
10 years. Well, hopefully I've actually got a job as an OT.
and,
That's the
and you
goal for
still
me.
like it. And you still like it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. If I don't like it, I'm not doing it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I'm not sure exactly. I haven't really figured out what I want to do as an OT. I think that's just going to come when I get to the placements.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 years down the track, I'm yeah, hopefully holding a steady job somewhere and just having fun doing it. Eventually, you know, I guess you progress in life. Hopefully, have the whole package, the job and the wife and the kids and everything.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, but no idea where I'll be. I've thought about, if I do get a job, because it is quite readily available being an occupational therapist. The
Yeah.
demand there is. I've thought about maybe I do move, but I don't think I'll ever leave Australia. I
Yeah.
won't be going to any big cities, so you'll probably
Yeah.
see me around some country town.
Yeah. So you're not planning on coming back to Melbourne?
Oh, not anytime soon. I don't mind to visit there, but not working there. No, no way. Too busy.
Yeah. What's the I'm just saying what do you know the population of Bendigo where you live right now? What is it?
Oh, I think it'd roughly be around 120,000, I reckon. So
Yeah.
it still is quite big, and I'm pretty sure, well, that's including all the surrounding.
Areas, yeah.
Yeah, because like it stretches out quite a bit. For like the CBD is quite small compared to the whole like greater city of Bendigo.
Yeah.
So it goes quite far, pretty much every way.
Yeah. Now, a question I ask every one of my guests that come on is that if I gave you $1 zillion and a magic wand and said that you could fix something in Aboriginal affairs in this country and you had the ability to do that, what would you do? Where would you start?
Yeah, I think a pretty easy one, being in that health field myself, would be, I guess, making just healthcare more readily accessible for everyone. Like I think that's just the main goal. So everyone has that same access and same opportunity for healthcare.
Yeah,
So I mean, hopefully $1 zillion does it. I feel like it definitely should. You could do it with a lot less, in my opinion. But
yeah.
yeah, 100%. I think that's one of the most important things, is making sure that, I guess, yeah, everyone, all our mobs, just living long, healthy lives.
And I think that's something that non-Indigenous people still don't get, that we are getting our chronic conditions a lot earlier. We are still dying at an earlier rate. Our aged care isn't often 65 and above. Sometimes it's like 50 and above. And that also means that being able to work in some of those health professions, there is a barrier, because this is sometimes the first generation of Aboriginal kids getting to year 12, and sometimes the first generation that are actually getting into some of those health positions that you're getting yourself into right now.
Yeah, no, that's 100%. Like, it couldn't be more true, really. Like, you don't, yeah, a lot of people don't realize how I guess tough it can be. Tough for a lot of people. I was fortunate enough to have a little bit of the easier route. But so yeah, I'm very fortunate in that way. But even so, I'm the first in my family to go to uni. My dad tried, but he didn't like it, so he dropped out. But no, we are, yeah, so fortunate, and it just should be the same for everyone. It should be same for everyone in our mob.
Yeah, and I think that's the hardest part, is that you might have been given a little help and a little step to get there, but again, that little step helped you become the first in your family, and
Yeah,
that's made a change.
no, it
Yeah,
really has. Yeah, as I said, just extremely grateful and fortunate, and
yeah,
yeah, lucky to be the first, and I'm happy to be the first of hopefully a long list.
yes, yeah. Well, I was trying to work out how long I've known you, so it's probably been about 10 years now, if
Yeah,
not about 10 years. I just want to say I'm really proud of what you've actually achieved, and the fact that, one, you did finish year 12, and two, that you're doing a course that you seem to enjoy. And I can see you being a really great fit for mob, being able to be able, one, because you are mob, but two, being a great communicator and a great people person. I think OT is perfect for you. But I want to just say that I'm really proud of what you've actually achieved, man. Really.
thanks a lot. Yeah, it means a lot coming from you.
I'm just watching the time, and I know that we don't have much more time, but I've got two final questions. My second last question is, if you didn't do OT but you had a choice of doing something else, what would you do?
Oh, yeah, that's the hard part. I think the obvious answer would be some sort of sport. If I could have done that, that'd be great. But in terms of study, I always think about maybe going into teaching. That was always
Yeah,
one. That was probably higher on my list than OT was. So that was, yeah, right up there on the list. And I thought I was always going to fall back on that.
yeah,
Even working at the school, I was like, yeah, maybe I will, but it's always going to be second best OT currently.
yeah. Because
Um,
the reason I did ask is I remember having conversations with you in like year 11, year 12, and teaching was an option. I
mm,
remember you talking about teaching, and I think, and sport, but always interesting, especially with like a school like Scotch College where all the boys are into sport. When did you know that maybe sport wasn't where you were going to end up?
I think I always knew I wasn't going to end up. I was too lazy to do the work for it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I didn't think I was ever going to end up, but I was also a bit of a. I always thought it was, they're saying, jack of all trades but master of none. Loved every sport, but I was average at them, but nothing special. So I knew I wasn't really going to be making it too far in the sporting world.
Yeah. Because I remember, I would say, I think you tried lots of different things, and I remember you having conversations that you loved everything that you tried, but the life that there's that point where you go, I don't think I'm an athlete. I need to look at another option, and I'm glad that you've chosen something that is so rewarding to you, but rewarding to mob as well, which is and to the community. My final question is what would you like people to walk away with from our yarn this afternoon?
Yeah, well, although I don't embody it, I'd say just work hard to get to where you want to be. I didn't work the hardest, but I did enough work, and if you give it a crack and you just try and you do your best, you'll get there eventually. So just keep going. Just don't ever quit, I guess, something like that.
Now, and look, you got to look at yourself and go, even though you think that you haven't achieved something, you have. I really believe you've achieved something, and you may not have gone from point A to point B straight away, but you might have gone from point A to B to C to D, but you're still getting to a place where you want to be, and that's you want to be a qualified OT. And look how long you've got left, 1 year or 18 months. You've done it, man. You've done it. You really have, and you need to be proud of that. And you need to own it.
No, I really am. No, I'm excited. Maybe I'll change it. I reckon. Just have fun, enjoy the journey. You'll get there eventually. Yeah. I think that's more we want people to take away. You won't, as you said, you're like point A, point B. I was a bit of everywhere. Didn't know what I wanted to do, and you figure it out eventually. It's always it all come together eventually. So just enjoy what you're doing now, and it'll work out in the end.
Yeah. Look, I won't say how old I am, but you know what? I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. So, and that's okay. And I always say to young people, you don't always, you can be whatever you want to be. There's different pathways of getting there. I picture a train set sometimes and go, you might start off on one train track, but you see something you like and you hop on you swap platforms and you go off on another train, and you get 4 or 5 suburbs away and you go, oh shit, I don't think I like it out here. So I have to hop on another train. Now, do I go back to where I was, or do I end up at another station? But in the end, you might get to your destination. Yeah. But it's taken you a while and some good trips and some not good trips to actually get to where you are.
No, I love that. That's a great saying.
Yeah, that's mine. You can borrow it anytime you want. But hey, I want to say thank you for joining me. You know how much I love and respect you, and please look after yourself. And I'd love to have you back on the podcast once you've graduated and you're working in the field, to tell us exactly where you're up to.
Yeah, more than happy to jump back on and give you another update. Yeah,
So, guys, I want to thank you guys for all watching. I want to thank Noah for actually joining us. So I'll see you guys at the next podcast. See you later.